Well, Dragon Folk, we are one day away from SCGCon Indianapolis, where Magic the Gathering fans, Flesh and Blood fans, and just TCG fans all over the world can come and celebrate their favorite TCG together with others. And while you're there, maybe for some main events such as the RCQs for Magic the Gathering, or maybe the Calling for Flesh and Blood, there are plenty of side events to be had as well. Let's check out what kind of side events are going on throughout the week and how you can attend them. Welcome on in, Dragon Folk. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I know I am. Welcome on into the lair. My name is Ashen Wings, and I'll be giving you some information on SCGCon Indianapolis, or the Star City Games Convention that's happening in Indianapolis this weekend, February 3rd through the 5th. Now, obviously, here on the channel, I love me some Magic the Gathering. I love me some Flesh and Blood. And I cannot be more excited to be a part of something as big as a calling event for the Flesh and Blood, or even just a big TCG event. This is the first time I've gone to a convention specifically for, TCGs. Normally it's just for anime conventions and so on and so forth, because that's the kind of person I am. But as I had said previously, there are some pretty big events that are going on here at SCGCon Indianapolis. You have the Phyrexia All Will Be One pre-release essentially going on, which is pretty awesome. A lot of crazy sealed events going on, draft seals, the whole nine. And on top of it, there is on Friday a 5K Modern RCQ. So for those of you who play Modern, this is going to be a great time for you competitively because, well, you get to play Modern and could possibly win $5,000 and get a qualifier to the DreamHack in Dallas, I believe. Then, on Saturday, for those of you who play Magic, there is a $20,000 Phyrexia All Will Be One sealed event. It costs you a pretty penny to get in there. I think it's like $80 or something. But it is a pretty huge event with some large prizes to give out. So that is pretty exciting to see that is the case. There's also, the RCQ stuff happening for it as well. So winners would get to get that RCQ. There's another Modern 5K going on Sunday, so Magic the Gathering fans, if you guys want to make some money and you know you're darn good at Modern or you're darn good at Sealed, you can always go ahead and head on over to SCGCon Indianapolis and check out what they've got going on there. But for Flesh and Blood, we have the Calling, which is another giant event. I believe the winner of that event gets $7,000. I believe it is about, I want to say it was like $11,000 entirely throughout the prize pool. So pretty huge event for that. There's also going to be a Battle Hardened going on, which is in the Blitz format. That is going to be on a different time than the Calling, and it is still a really, real cool thing. If you like only playing Blitz and you don't really like CC or Classic Constructed, you can join the Battle Hardened and still have just as much competitive fun with cash prizes still. But besides these big events, there are a ton of small events that are going on over at SCGCon Indianapolis. And I wanted to give a talk into a few of them. Now, Magic doesn't have a whole ton. A lot of their stuff is sealed things for the new Phyrexia set that is going to be coming out. All Will Be One. And then there's also some other small stuff there, such as, Commander and Pauper and all this stuff to kind of get you tickets. And these tickets, they call them prize wall tickets, right? These tickets can be used at a booth to purchase products, right? The same goes for Flesh and Blood. This is kind of like it's like the Dave & Buster's of TCGs, right? You enter into events, and if you do well, or at least depending on how well you do get some tickets that you can bring to the prize wall and take something off the prize wall if you have enough tickets. So pretty fun little side event things for everybody to go do. A lot of people who are not super big into the competitive scene or are, don't feel like they're ready for the competitive scene tend to stick to doing the side events so that they can get some pretty cool prizes throughout their time there. Because you can go to like several side events and make a lot of tickets and then be able to buy things from the prize wall with those tickets. It's pretty cool. But I'm going to talk today about a little bit more of the Flesh and Blood stuff, right? I talked about that, if you have a format that you like in Magic the Gathering, you can go play that format. There's something for you there. Pauper, Modern, Legacy, Vintage, I think, Standard, Pioneer, all of it, right? Like anything that is known by Wizards and is supported by Wizards, I believe they are going to have something for you there. There's also the Command Zone being available there. I don't know who or if anybody from the Command Zone is going to be there, but I know one of the creators of Commander is going to be there, as well as Gavin. He's going to be there, and he is the almost like one of the head committees for Pauper. So it's going to be fun to see some people there. And on Flesh and Blood side, there are a ton of side events that have some really, really cool things. If you guys have, obviously, a lot of you have come in for Flesh and Blood. A lot of you have come in for Magic, and so I still like to talk about both. But Flesh and Blood has got some really, really, really cool side events, and I got to talk about them. So Friday, there is a side event in the silver tier, right? Now, before I get into the side events, I should talk about what the tiers are. There's gold, silver, and then bronze, right? Bronze events normally run about $20, I want to say. Silver events, I think, are $35. And then gold events are $50, I believe. $50 or $60, I can't remember. And that is how they tier. I believe it's $50. That makes sense. So that's how they tier these levels of stuff. On Friday, there are a ton of events, right? First and foremost, you've got an event for everything. Blitz, CC, Commoner, and then there's even a draft going on or it's a sealed, really, for Monarch that's happening on Friday. So pretty cool stuff. I'm going to also leave a link to everything that I talk about here in the description down below. So if you did wish to check that out and what times those are going on for, feel free to check that out. But that's an awesome thing. There's also an armory being held in the Classic Constructed format on that Friday night. So if you wanted to practice a little bit, or maybe you're not entering the calling and you just kind of want to play around like you would a normal armory, this is kind of a fun thing to do. That is a silver event that you can join into. I believe all the drafts are silver, and then anything that is on that list that has a plus next to it, that is going to be a silver event as well. But there are tons of bronze events if you wanted to just enter at a bronze level for $20. So moving on, we have actually Saturday's side events, which are pretty cool. Again, we have kind of a repetition of the same beginning side events, such as a small commoner thing in bronze, blitz in bronze, small stuff here and there. But then the calling obviously happens at 10 o'clock in the morning. So if you're in the calling, that's where we're going to be going if you plan to attend that. But if you don't want to do that, there are, again, more side events, right? There are 2 side events that are happening Saturday that I'm super, super excited about. I don't know whether or not I'm not going to be able to make it to both of them, but I think I know which one I'm going to choose to go to. There is a Welcome to Wraith Plus Gold event that is a sealed Welcome to Wraith. So I don't know whether or not that is it's probably not a first edition box. It's probably an unlimited box. And it's, I've been told it's been one of the best draft formats out there since one of the best limited formats, I should say, out there in Flesh and Blood's history. And I would love to check it out. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that because 30 minutes before that fires is the event I am going to be going to if I happen to drop from the calling, which is a commoner event that is giving out none other than a Welcome to Wraith World Guide. That is, there's a very limited amount of these world guides out there, and it contains all this. If you've been in the Flesh and Blood community for a while, you know what this is. It contains a wide variety of lore. It was given out to a lot of backers at the beginning of the game. There's tons of cool stuff in there, and it's really a treasure to own something like that. And there's a whole tournament for Commoner that you can win that. You can win that book. You win tickets on top of it and so on and so forth. And it's just a fun little event. And it's in Commoner, right? I think that's the wildest thing is that this book is so like tied into the beginnings of Flesh and Blood. and they're doing it for a commoner event, which is the entire deck is in common. So there's no deck that's going to be above $20, and everybody's going to be able to come in and play at a commoner level and really just kind of see how well everybody does. It's going to be so fun. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We're going to do a lot of testing for that because that seems like a lot of fun. I may even drop from the calling specifically to enter into that because that seems like a great time. It is a silver event, so if you don't have a silver ticket because you may have spent it on Friday, you can always go ahead and buy a new one. So that'll be $35 entry getting into that. Then there is also a Uprising sealed event going on that Saturday. So if you wanted to do more sealed stuff, that is obviously available. I would say if you're going to do any sealed on that Saturday, definitely try to get to Welcome to Wraith. But I understand that it's a little expensive. So, do obviously what your wallet is going to allow you to do. But then Sunday, we've got the final day of the convention. The final day, you've got some more commoner events, some more small little stuff. Obviously, this is where the finals of the calling is going to take place, as well as the beginning of the Battle Hardened. The Battle Hardened is going to take place during that day. It will determine its finals on that same day because it's in the Blitz format, so it'll take like no time at all to be done. And there's even if you've not been doing great the whole weekend, you can watch these amazing players play, and you get to meet a whole bunch of content creators. And I'm not going to say you get to. I'll be there if you want to hang out with me, but don't just try to run up to people and be like, "Hey, I am deserving of your attention." Don't do that. But there's a lot to be watched on Sunday. There's again still plenty of side events such as more Commoner, more Blitz, more CC, and then there's even a Tales of Aria sealed event going on during that day. So if you wanted to do Tales of Aria sealed, that is something that you can certainly do. But like I said, there's just so much that can go on all throughout. I would say the Tales of Aria sealed event's probably the best thing that's happening on Sunday as a side event, other than the Battle Hardened. If you really like Blitz, I say get in the Battle Hardened. There's cash prizes for that too. You get PTI invites. It's a fun time. But like I said, I am very, very excited to be going to this event. I'm super excited to see any of you who might be there. I know quite a few people have said in the comments that they'll be there, and I've talked to plenty of different communities. Plenty of the people I hang out with at LGSs are going to be there, and it's going to be just such a fun time. I'm super, super, super excited to be finally kind of getting myself into the communities of each and really putting myself forward. Going to do a lot of socializing. Going to see who, maybe if people want to hang out. I'm really, really awkward in a lot of situations. So I hope I can get some kind of cool thing where I go hang out with a bunch of content creators, but I'm not going to push myself into that situation. I am going to simply see if it's in the cards. And if it's not, I'll go home and I'll stream for all of you. So thank you all so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below whether or not you're going to SCGCon Indianapolis. And let me know what you're playing, right? Are you entering in any of the main events? Are you going in just for the side events to get some tickets and some cool little prizes? Maybe you're going there just to casually play with a bunch of friends and maybe meet some content creators. Feel free to let me know. While you're down there, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel as well if you have not already. We do also have a Patreon link in the description down below if you wish to join us over on Patreon to support the channel. And we also have a channel membership here on YouTube. So if you wish to join the channel membership, you can always go ahead and do that too, but it is absolutely not necessary. So thank you all so much. I do truly, truly appreciate your support. And I hope to see you all at SCGCon Indianapolis this weekend. Nerd out.